The desert wind howled as the choppers roared overhead, spraying dust across the arid terrain of northern Mali. The sun burned high in the sky, unforgiving and merciless. Below, 5 figures emerged from the dust cloud, rifles raised, formation tight. They were SEAL Team 6 Unit Echo. Each of them had faced death more times than they could count. But this mission was personal. Chapter 1. The Broken Chain. Commander Richard. Rip Taggart stood still, his eyes locked on the charred remains of what used to be a U.S. communications outpost. The smell of death still lingered, even after 36 hours. 8 Americans dead, executed, their hands bound, a message left in blood across the wall. You trained him, now he's ours. Rip clenched his fists. The man responsible was Omar bin Rashid, a warlord and former CIA asset they had trained a decade ago. He was also the ghost they thought they'd buried in Kandahar. Now, he was back. And worse, he had captured Staff Sergeant Miguel Alvarez of their own, presumed MIA, for 6 months. Rip gathered the team. Joe Bear, Graves his closest friend, the team's emotional core. Alex Calder, the sniper, sharp-eyed and razor-tongued. Rana Khalil, intel expert and former CIA, cold yet brilliant. Ricky Fish, Ortiz the youngest, full of fire but green. Rip's voice was steel. We get Miguel back. We end Omar. No rules, no red tape. We go full black. Chapter 2. Ghost Protocol. The mission was off the books. No satellite support, no drone cover, no diplomatic backup. Their only lead, a safe house in Gao, used by Omar's arms supplier. Under the cover of night, they infiltrated the compound. Calder took the first shot clean and silent. A guard dropped, throat sliced. Rip and Bear breached the lower level while Rana accessed the comm system. Within minutes, she intercepted an encrypted transmission. Target moving to Sokoto. Transfer complete. Hostage in transit. They had just missed him, but Rana pulled something else, a video file. It showed Miguel, alive, tortured, but defiant. In the background, Omar's voice hissed. Your brothers will come. Let them. I want them to see what happens when loyalty dies. Chapter 3. Hell on Earth. Sokoto was a fortress town crawling with Omar's militia. Moving in required disguises, bribery, and street warfare tactics. Inside, Calder and Fish caused a diversion. Explosions rocked the market square. Rip, Rana, and Bear used the chaos to sneak into the central compound. Room by room, they swept the building. Blood, gunfire, chaos. Then Rip found him, Miguel chained and barely breathing. They freed him, but alarms blared. From above, a voice crackled through the speakers. Omar. Welcome, Commander Taggart. I was hoping you'd bring friends. Doors burst open. Dozens of gunmen flooded the hallways. What followed was pure carnage. Bear gunned down 3 with his M4. Calder picked enemies off from the stairwell. Fish threw 2 flashbangs and tackled a fleeing guard. In the heat of it all, Rana took a bullet to the shoulder, but still fired with lethal precision. They fought their way out with Miguel on a stretcher, pursued through alleyways and rooftops until finally reaching their extraction point. As the chopper lifted off under heavy fire, Rip looked down and locked eyes with Omar, calm, smiling. A clear message. This isn't over. Chapter 4. Scars and Schemes. Back at the safe zone in Djibouti, Miguel slowly recovered. Between labored breaths, he revealed Omar's plan. He's not just a warlord anymore. He's a broker. Black market nukes. He's got one. American tech. Ex-CIA code. The buyer meets him in 5 days. Sudanese border. The team went cold. A nuclear device in Omar's hands was a nightmare. Worse, he planned to blame it on SEAL Team 6, using Miguel's identity and stolen credentials. Rip knew this wasn't just revenge. It was annihilation. Chapter 5. Terminal risk. They couldn't wait for Washington. They couldn't trust the CIA either. This was personal. Using Rana's intel skills, they tracked Omar's convoy to a desert hideout built into a former Soviet bunker-off grid, buried beneath 20 feet of reinforced steel and guarded like a fortress. The team split. Calder and Fish would disable external communications and plant explosives. Bear and Rana would breach the bunker through the old ventilation tunnels. Rip would go straight for Omar. Each knew they might not come back. Chapter 6. Blackout. Nightfall cloaked the desert. The operation began. Calder and Fish slithered across sand dunes, avoided mines, and quietly took out perimeter guards. Fish hacked the comm tower and detonated the charges, instantly plunging the bunker into darkness. Bear and Rana moved through the tunnels, navigating tight vents and dodging motion sensors. Inside the bunker, chaos erupted. Power flickered. Guards shouted in confusion. Rip stormed through the corridors like a demon. Close quarters combat, brutal takedowns. Silence followed in his wake. Finally, he reached the control chamber and Omar. Chapter 7. Man to Man. Omar stood beside the nuclear device, hands clasped, as calm as ever. "I knew you'd come, Taggart. Loyalty is your greatest weakness." Rip raised his rifle. "No, it's what makes me dangerous." Omar lunged. A brutal hand-to-hand fight broke out. Years of training clashed. Blades, fists, broken bones. Rip was bleeding, battered, but unbroken. With a final roar, he smashed Omar into the console, breaking his spine. Omar gasped, choking on his own blood. Rip activated the kill switch. The nuke was disabled, but the timer for the bunker's self-destruct protocol had begun. Chapter 8. The Last Stand. The team regrouped. They had 5 minutes to escape, but Bear was hit. Bad. A bullet to the gut. He couldn't move. He grabbed Rip's hand. "You have to leave me, brother." Rip shook his head. "Not a chance." Calder and Fish helped carry him while Rana guided them through emergency vents. Explosions rocked the halls. Fire chased their footsteps. They emerged just as the bunker erupted in a ball of fire behind them. Chapter 9. The Price of Brotherhood. At the safe zone, medics rushed Bear into surgery. Miguel finally opened his eyes fully. "You got him?" Rip nodded. "He's gone." Calder lit a cigar. "And we're ghosts again." They had saved the world, but no medals would come. No ceremonies. No thanks. Just shadows. Rana, bandaged and bruised, looked at Rip. "What now?" Rip stared at the horizon, war still burning in his eyes. "We prepare, because evil doesn't rest, and neither do we." The end. Would you like me to write a complete voiceover script based on this story, or generate AI video prompts scene by scene?